Hello everybody and welcome back to the Southern Cross Station map. So there has been quite a few changes and developments between the previous episode and this one. The first one is I did actually try and bale this field in the previous day. Long story short, there's something wrong with the field because every time I went to bale it, the game crashed. And it was always at the same position as well, always down there near that silver birch tree. And I know that there's something wrong with the field anyway because it had grain in it in the previous video. So yes, I did try and bale it, it just didn't work, so we're just going to have to abandon it unfortunately. So yeah, I moved on. Obviously as we slept the grass disappeared, but it's a field which I can't really do anything with because there's something not quite right, so I'm not sure. I am putting it down to the field because the baler I was using was the Coon baler, the self-wrapping baler just there, which is from the Coon DLC, the official DLC, and I've never had any problems with it before, so I really don't know. Anyway, with that development done and out of the way, what we need to do is diversify in a different way, because actually we are okay for doing all of the jobs on the farm. Everything is done with the exception of a bit more spraying, but we don't even need to do that yet because the harvest is a long way off. As you can see, the sunflower harvest is several days off, again with the corn harvest, and the soybeans isn't even until the end of autumn, early winter time, so there is absolutely loads of time for us to do other stuff. Now what I have lined up for today's episode is actually a mod which I did use about a year ago actually. A very interesting mod. There's definitely some lights on. I think I've just turned them off. There we go. Yes, it's a very interesting mod by Team FSI Modding. And yes, I absolutely love it. But I've only ever used it once. And that was to wrap some manure, of all things. Now I am hoping that this tractor is going to be enough for the Goweil, I believe the pronunciation is, bale wrapper. It can wrap many different things. Basically, if you have a material, it can wrap it. The only problem is the price. Now the price isn't a problem anymore because I've already purchased it, but I did have to get rid of some of the equipment which we didn't really require, which was okay because yeah, like I said, we didn't actually require it. But it cost us $350,000, which is obviously very expensive, but this is for the top spec in every possible way model. There are many variations which I'll show you in a minute or two. Now regarding the currency and the units, you can see that we have the speed now in kilometers per hour. That should keep a lot of people happy, and also we have the currency in dollars, which I have to keep changing between the two maps because of course we've got the Ballincraig Estate map, which is Great British Pounds, and we have this map which is in Australian dollars. But there we go, there it is, there is the Goweil LT Master. It's going to take a bit of loading up, I think, from what I can remember. I generally haven't used it for about 11 months, I think it's been. I think it was July last year. But anyway, yes, it shouldn't be too difficult to get the hang of once again. So, let's just, first of all, we're not going to use it here, but let's just first of all press X to unfold it, because I want to just take a look at it first. And I suppose while it's doing that, if I go onto here, go into baling technology, you can see all these variations. Like premium wheels, you've got an extended flow on the conveyor. Additive injection system, yes. Dynamic density chamber, yes. Monitor system, yes. Remote HUD, yes. And starter kit, yes. I have chosen this exact setup, 323-300, pretty expensive, but I really wanted to see it at its best. You know, I didn't want to have it on the lowest spec. So this should be incredibly exciting to use today. The only problem is finding a material to put in it, and like I say, it can take a lot of materials. It's just we have next to nothing, but I'm sure we'll find something. So first things first, let's open the hood, as it calls it. As you can see, we actually have some in here already, some of the net. You can lower the bale slide. There we go, that's on the front. And the standing support, that's on the back. I've done all this already, I've already explained this in a video, but like I say, it was a long time ago. Yes, there might be another control for the other side. We can open this side as well. We should then be able to unfold it, which will basically mean the conveyor slides out and opens up. So if we get close enough, there we go. Press B. And then I think it is ready to go. It's ready to be used. Providing it has all of the netting and the wrap and everything like that. That should open up. There we go. So quite a contraption. It's like a transformer sort of thing. Amazing. Right. So yes, then you can turn it on. And it'll be ready to be loaded up. As you can see, we've got the bale density currently set to 4,000. We can change this to 5,000. There we go. If you wanted to, but obviously it's up to you. You really can wrap anything from chaff to, well, manure, wood chips, hay, straw, anything. Pretty much anything. Right, so where should we put this? I think, well, where's the telehandler for a start? That would be a good place to go to. There we go. We're at the house. It seems like the obvious place to keep it. We keep our pickup out to the farmhouse. There's plenty of logic in that. And here is the telehandler. Of course, it's got the bale spike on the front, which we don't need today. Although, actually, maybe we do. We will see. Really depends what we produce. As for the pallet fork, I know there is a pallet fork. I should think I've put it where the wool is. That would be the obvious place, because that's where I'm using it. But did I put it here? It would appear not. In that case, it must be at the other end of the farm. We have two. We definitely started with two. And obviously I've used one. But I've only ever been to that wool shed there and this straw shed over here. So it's got to be at one of them. A process of elimination. It should be here. There it is. Oh yes, I remember now. I boomed out to put it there. And we're actually going to have to do the same thing again to be able to get it past the fertilizer spreader. Whoop. So there we go. Right. Very quickly then, back over to the shop and we'll start to move these pallets. We are going to have to do some more spraying very soon. I don't think it'll be in today's episode. We did plenty in the previous episode, and I could even do some off screen. But yes, we do have to do some more, definitely. And we do have the fertilizer spreader as well, so that could be used as an alternative method of actually applying the fertilizer. There's me eating my words again. I must be hungry. Right, so... Oh, that is good. That is very good. I don't know if it'll last. We've got 6 hours, I think, on that. But, yeah, we should be able to sell some more. Great demand is always very rare. Okay, so it says here in the help menu that we will have to refill it, but I'm not sure if that is implying at the beginning. I think it is already full, so we'll move on. The other really good thing about it as well, before we do move on actually, is that you can indeed cut and open the bales, which is going to be incredibly useful for, well, different crops. For example, if we were to produce a grass bale, then you could transport it over to the sheep, and you could open it if you want to, or if you were doing a mixture for another farm, then you could open it prior to putting it into the mixer, and then you can put in a controlled amount instead of just dropping the entire bale in. So it is very, very useful. And as it says here, it has got the weighing system. So you've got the weight. You can see here, this one is 1,684 kilograms. Even the price as well. So before we sell them, we can see what they're worth, if it is actually worth selling it. Whoa. It weighs 15.2 tons. Blimey. I've just been looking as well at the glance mod, and it does actually say silage additives 100%, wrap foil 100%, and bale net 100%. So that is really good, and I should have looked at that before. But now we're ready to start. We're going to start to wrap some manure first of all, and then hopefully we can do something else like wood chips. The last thing to fold up is the bale slide, so we'll close the hood and we'll be done. Let's go. We should have enough power here. Yeah, the only concern, of course, is when we do run out, we're going to have to bring those things over. Chances are we're not going to be running out today, but I would love to set up like a forestry sort of operation, or something along those lines. It doesn't have to be forestry. It's just if we do wood chips, then we could, you know, wrap them and transport them easily, which could end up being a very productive and profitable business. The issue, from what I can see initially, is trees. but we can plant trees, so that isn't a huge problem. In real life it would be an absolutely terrible problem, since planting a tree and letting it grow to be a harvestable size would take years, decades. So we may just leave it as a muck wrapper. What a lovely life it's going to have. But I don't want to. I want to do other stuff. And yeah, we can even do, like I say, chaff. You can wrap chaff if you'd like to. And we could even produce the silage bales this way. If some of the fields aren't going to let us pick the grass up from them, we could use a loading wagon, bring it over, tip it into here. Could be very effective. Right, so I think we mustn't overlook the very profitable wool price. So I would like to focus on that just very, very quickly, and we'll come back to this in a minute or two. I don't know if I'm coming or going today, but yes, we're going to have to go back over to the store in the Hilux to, of course, bring the telehandler back to be able to move those pallets of wool. But yes, it'll be worth it, because the price is obviously very good. I know you can't fit a pallet between the wheel arches of a Hilux in real life, but I wonder if you can in FS. Because that could be a really good way of taking something back to the farm. Technically we shouldn't be able to, but with this being FS, we can do. Well, that's going to be very useful. But of course, yes, we can't take it back now because we need to take the telehandler instead. So we'll just put this over here, leave it there. That's handy, very handy. We can even strap it in. I don't know if it will lock in, but it's worth a go. Okay, yeah, over to the farm. Let's get these pallets moved and sold. And then I really want to use this LT Master. I really do. I think it was around 9 AM that we got the message, so we really do need to hurry up. Luckily, there's not much to load. We'll take everything we've got here. So 3. 2 full ones, 1 partially full one. We're going to have to get the truck back onto there. And actually, we don't need to take both trailers, but I can't really be bothered to detach one of them. It would be easier just to take them both. Here we are. I really do need to check the price. But they should start to sell. There we go. Try and keep them all in the trigger so it does it as one lump sum. But yes, if we just go on to here very quickly, we should be able to find it. $9,895 per 1,000 litres. Wow. So with the weather now switched off, the weather forecast, we should be able to get a good idea of how much this is all worth, but quite clearly, quite a bit. Let's move forward a bit. I want to make sure it does sell it all in one go. And the incredible thing is, our amount of sheep is always growing. This is a fortune, absolute fortune. Okay, so there we go, we've got our figure, £132,878. Wow. And yeah, next time I should think this will be fully loaded. We're going to be getting quite a bit of wool. It makes it all worth it. And it makes me pleased that we did get rid of the cows, because we can really focus on just the sheep. There's clearly a lot of money in the sheep, despite not getting money at midnight from the milk. From the cows, obviously, not sheep. Yes, it pays off. You don't get it as often, but when it does come, it's a massive amount. So let's just go back to the farm. We'll put this back into position. I'll keep the truck attached to it, to the trailer, and then we can move on. Move back to the LT Master. Yes, we're going to be now selling some manure in bales. I don't think it's going to be worth quite as much. The manure we have is limited. It's only about 7,500 litres, so it's a few bales, depending on the capacity, the density that we choose. But it's just a way of getting rid of it. Trying to get rid of the cow's manure, which we don't actually need. We have plenty of slurry too. The slurry will spread on the land at some point, but at the moment it's just the manure I want to clear. Okay, right. A seriously fun truck to drive. So I'll position it roughly where it was before. And that can be reloaded next time. Brilliant. Right, so like I said, the LT Master. Back into the Massey. I should have used inductor control. That's annoying. So we need to basically locate the pooping point for cows. It's in the other yard. The New Holland telehandler is going to have to come with us as well, with a bucket to be able to scoop it up. But first things first, let's just get it set up because it's taken a long time already, and no doubt you're waiting very patiently for me to do this, unless you've already skipped forward, which you might have done, who knows. Depends if you're interested in seeing the wool being sold, I suppose. The problem with skipping through a video is you could miss a fail, and if you miss a fail then, well, it could be the highlight of the video. May change your opinion on if the video was good or bad. Okay, so yeah, I'm hoping that there is actually a fairly accessible manure pile for us to take this from. No doubt it's around the back. Ah, there it is, perfect. Yes, like I said, it was fairly small. It is fairly small. It's only 7,500 litres, but it still needs to be dealt with. We can't just have it left there. So, let me get the routine correct this time. What we need to do is, first of all, open the hood. We'll do both sides. Do we have to do both sides? Possibly not, actually. Have to put the offset first. I can do this. I can definitely do it. There we go. And yes, I want to put the bale slide down for when the bales are finished. I also want to put the standing support down, which is at the back and possibly at the front. Yes, at the front as well. Keeps it all very stable. We then need to unfold the entire thing, which does take a while. Quite a slow process. But then we should be okay. So in the meantime, while that sorts itself out, I'll get the telehandler, and if I can find a bucket, we'll stick that on the front of it. Found it. I wonder if it's finished unfolding. It should have done. It takes a while, but obviously not 10 minutes. So we'll just get the first load. I think it's ready to go. We'll have to turn it on, obviously, but I'll get the first load. It says the required horsepower is approximately 190, so that's alright. And yes, I want to set the density fairly low, not high. Basically because we don't have much material. Okay, so we're going to change from 5,000 to 3,000. That should be good. Start the engine, obviously. Can't do much with an engine switched off. And we'll switch it on by pressing B, and we also need to wrap it by pressing Z. So that should, theoretically, be ready. But we'll see. I'll load it from the side. Looks like there's more space. No doubt I've missed something, but if I have, it should become clear. Are you ready? Ready to mess up a 320,000 pound machine with some muck. Nice. So that's all processing. It should be starting to produce the bales. I've just hit the slurry pit, but we should be able to get this picked up in about 2 loads. It may well be just 2 bucket loads, but we need to deal with it, and we'll get a price on it too. There we go. It's empty. Oh, it's already processed it. Yeah, we can actually do it from the back too. Oh, I hope it's enough. Okay, so it looks like most of my first load ended up on the ground. Hopefully, that's where we have to put it. All the rest of it will go actually into the machine. Yeah, it looks like you can't put it sort of halfway up. It has to be right on the back of it, which is alright. That's not a problem. It's just I need us to figure it out first. So, it's almost full. We only just have enough to actually get it to all work, I think, but that should do it. So it's hit 3,000 litres. Must be all working. There it is! The bale of poo! It's coming out very nicely. But of course we're not going to treat it as manure, we're just going to treat it as something to sell. We'll just call it a bale. And it should tell us the information about it. If only we had more. I want to do wood chips, I really do. So that is actually worth $346, which is actually really good, I would say. And it's 1.2 tons pretty much. That isn't bad. So, it would have to be sold, obviously, to be able to get the money. We could open it here, that'd be pointless though. But that is just a demonstration of what we can do with it. Every crop type, if we're going to call it that, will be a different price. So I love it. I absolutely love this machine. I want to use it properly. Obviously today's episode has been a bit weird. It's been me just practicing with it and probably quite painful to watch. But I think wood chips. I think wood chips would be perfect. And there's still plenty more manure to put in. It's gone under the machine. I need to perfect where I tip it. If I just slide it in a bit, we should be able to just scoop that up. We'll refeed it. What a mess. Okay, there's a bit here too. In fact, there's quite a bit here. Yes, there is. There's almost a bale's worth. So if we pull one of these levers, that one there will do. That should unfold. I think we're probably going to have to re-enable it. You know, switch it on again. Because it's not just the machine, it's also the wrapper. It's a separate unit. Although the wrapper does seem to be still switched on. I should think the rest of it's off though. Yeah, there we go. So with a bit of luck, if I can put it in the right place, this is going to work. I'm not holding out too much hope because the first load went on the ground and so did the second, and this is the third or the fourth attempt, but hopefully it will turn into a bale as well. Yeah, it's quite picky actually with where it wants to put it. It all went through. I must be doing something wrong because I've used it before and it all works alright, but yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure with that one. Anyway, after all that hard work and lots of money spending, we have produced a bale, which is very nice. But yeah, in all seriousness, we're gonna create a new business here. It doesn't have to be wood chips. So if you have a thing about not doing wood chips because it's not done in this part of the world, I'm not sure if that's true, then please do let me know. We can choose anything. There is a full list of different crop types it would take. So it could be grass, wood chips, manure. There is other stuff, but I forget. Chaff. There's a good list. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.